Davening takeaway, Torah Ohr, Daf Samach Gimel. We see on this daf an interesting description of how Hashem creates the world and how we can view that in terms of a few different places in davening. The Alter Rebbe quotes a pasuk, or actually a line in a bracha. This is the first bracha after Baruch Hu, known as Yotze Or, and the part quoted is norah, sehilos, Adon Haniflaos, Hamichadesh, bituvo b'chol yom tomi maseh v'reishis. That Hashem, you are awesome in your in your praises. You are the master of wonders, and you renew in your goodness every single day continually the works of creation. We see, interestingly, that this bracha is placed after Baruch Hu, and as we know that the Pesukei de Zimra that lead up to Baruch Hu, that is known as being in the world of Yetzirah, and the world of Yetzirah is primarily dealing with midos, of character traits and emotions. After Baruch Hu, the blessings up until actually the Shemona Esrei, the blessings before Shema and right after, that's known as being in the world of Bria. The world of Bria is more focused on the intellectual processes. And I like to describe it as sort of the praises and all the amazing things that are described in the Pesukei de Zimra are sort of the sensation of art, similar to the way you might view something, either a piece of art or a beautiful scene of nature, where that by seeing it, that it immediately sort of bypasses any kind of a real intellectual thing. It goes right into a sensation of emotion and of joy or of a feeling, depending on what the piece of art of the scene is. And this is in contrast to what happens after Baruch Hu, where some of the same kind of descriptions of creation are there, but the wording is more analytical. It's more dealing with specific levels and things that are going on in that way. And that's the way I like to describe that. Well, so we see that this description now is, the line is in this first blessing after Baruch Hu. And if we see the way the Alter Rebbe describes it in the Mimer, possibly we can say that this sort of reflects on that different kind of process after Baruch Hu of the way of praising Hashem. The way the Alter Rebbe does it, he says that we have to see that the world is recreated. The actions of all creation happen, and it's actually described in the Mimer as step by step from the highest level, going through all the different spiritual worlds, till finally it ends up coming into the physical world. And that all that flow is done through Hashem's goodness and his Rahmanas, his mercy. And then the Alter Rebbe quotes a line that's from Ashira, actually. It says, Tov Hashem lakol v'rachamav al kol masav. That Hashem is good to everything, and he's merciful upon all of his actions. So here we have something to think about in Ashray also, and we in the similar kind of idea that Hashem's goodness and kindness and his mercy is what brings about all these amazing creations. But all these amazing creations, even to the highest level of a pella, of a nifla, of a wonder, things that are mysterious yet amazing, and we can see possibly God's hand behind it, but it's just an amazing thing that happens in creation. All these things are really not connected at all to Hashem's essence, to the point where Hashem is the Adon Haniflaos. He's the master of these wonders, that even a wonder is just something that's made by Hashem, not something that's really connected to Hashem's essence. And so when we're focusing on Hashem's essence, realizing how amazing all those things are, that immediately creates an urge to want to rush to Hashem, to a love for Hashem, and this is why it's put in as a lead up to Shema. And interestingly, a similar kind of thing we see in the Shir Shel Yom, Shir Shel Yam, the Song of the Sea, which is what these mimarim are really focusing on. The famous line, Mi chamocha bekelim Hashem, Mi chamocha nera b'kedesh, nera sehilos eisei fella. That who are you like in all the great ones, Hashem? Who are who can be like you in all the splendor of the holiness, awesome in praise and doing wonders. And so that, interestingly, is a very similar thing that is describing the moment when the hidden worlds are now revealed and open, so that we can all see now Hashem at a very high level, and we're recognizing Hashem at that high level. That is a preparation for the finishing of the Pesukei de Zimra towards Baruch Hu. We see that same line, interestingly, is put in just before the Amidah, before the Shemona Esrei, the pinnacle of davening in the morning. That same line, again, and as similarly to get ourselves again prepped for addressing Hashem Himself in His essence in the davening. And we see that in Ma'ariv, very similar. It's lined up the same way, where that same line is put in just before the Amidah, again to help focus us. So we see again that there's the description of the amazing works of Hashem, but those amazing works are nowhere near compared to Hashem in His essence, something that's beyond all of these things, and we are urged to connect to that very high level, to connect to the Atzmas and Mahus of the Eibishter.